This show is not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
You have a lot of questions.
I do.
Seek God.
No, he's busy.
Remember when I told you he was coming yesterday? What
God?
did I tell you to do? Yeah. God is coming. What are you supposed to do? Look busy.
Can you move? Yeah, You have gotten so used to the routine already. Put the phone down, but do you know? I'm proud of you. The stars at night.
Jerk chicken fries.
No, are big and bright.
Never heard of that before.
No?
No.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Never.
No?
I'm Jamaican. We don't sing that. We don't sing shit like that. No, we don't. We sing one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying. One love. Yeah, that's what I know. I don't know about this bright and shiny shit.
Okay, well, do you know who we're doing?
Of
Since
course
I
not.
said, but I said the place. You're not that popular.
It just says something, a notification for messages. That's why I checked.
Who was it?
A whore. What they say in the Bible? Madeline something.
I don't read. I didn't read the Bible.
Some Jezebel.
Some just. Her name is Vanessa Guillén.
Never heard of her.
Yes, you have. You have.
She owe me money?
No.
Okay.
You have seen her face. You just don't know her name. So Vanessa Guillén was born on September 30th, 1999, which makes her a... Come on.
Scorpio.
No. You're close. Comes before Scorpio.
No, I don't know what comes before. I just know what Sagittarius is.
So October is shared by Scorpio and Libra.
Oh, Libra, okay.
So she's a Libra. She was born and raised by two very loving, very doting parents, Rogelio and Gloria Guillén, in Houston, Texas. Vanessa was the second oldest of 6 children in a very...
It's in Texas.
Well...
Down. Anyway, go ahead. Pop your Lexus.
I can't do it. We're gonna have to finish it.
And I'll be damned if I can't slow down for you. Honey,
Her parents had immigrated to the U.S. from Zacatecas, Mexico, in hopes of the same thing. All of us, well, most of us,
the American
come
dream.
here, a better life and opportunities for their children. The American nightmare is more accurate. Her father, Rogelio, worked as a mason constructor worker to support the family, and her mother was a homemaker, so a housewife. Who raised her children very Catholic, very moral, respectful, and just to be a compassionate, polite, good human being. Gloria said Vanessa knew she wanted to join the Army since she was 10 years old. And her mama would say, like, that's no place for a woman. You don't know what you're talking about.
The U.S. Army.
Yeah.
Can you, if you're not a citizen, can you join?
Well,
the US
she
Army?
was a citizen. The mom's not a citizen.
Okay.
And even if you're not a citizen, yes, you can join the Army. And you would think that
And you can get your citizenship probably through that.
It'll be a little quicker, but it's not like expedited or anything like that, which is pretty fucked up. So she told her, you don't know what you're talking about, like that's not a place for women. And she was like, Mom, I'm either going to be an astronaut and go to the moon, or I'm going to the why is that funny?
You said the moon or the army?
She wants to either be an astronaut to go to the moon, or she wanted to join the Army. And you know what her mother told her?
What?
Go to the moon, baby.
But you had a better chance going to the Army, sweetheart. Let me finish that sentence.
But remember, the Army's no place for a woman, though.
The moon ain't no place for the woman. Do we have rights up there? No. Exactly.
So Vanessa attended Caesar E. Chavez High School in Houston. She played soccer for the school. She also ran track. This girl was athletic to the max. Her best friends were Jocelyn and Frida. Frida was also on the soccer team.
Frida sounds like a stud.
She's not actually. She's very cute.
Okay.
When she was 15, she went to a quinceañera.
Okay.
You know what that is?
Yeah, that's that Mexican Sweet 16.
South American Sweet 15. It's not exclusive to Mexicans. all I hear is something sweet. That's where she meets Juan. They dance all night, and from that moment he knew he was the one. So Juan found his Juan. Early 2020s, COVID has everyone in a chokehold, and she was miserable, Vanessa.
Because she was with one.
No, that's not why she was miserable.
Okay, why was she
She
miserable?
was miserable because there was one place that she was happy at, and it was closed.
Mars.
No, the gym.
Oh, okay.
All the gyms were closed, and Juan remembers that to keep like her shape or whatever, she would drape him over her shoulders and do squats.
That's a strong bitch.
She's very strong. Senior year comes, and all her friends are talking about college and all the scams and frauds of being an adult. And when Vanessa was asked what college she was going to, her answer was always, I'm going to the Army, getting a scholarship, and I'm going to take it from there. Like, the girl knew what she wanted, basically. And Vanessa's family does have a military background, but if she did enlist, she would be the first female in her family to enlist, right? And on her 18th birthday,
I wasn't going to say nothing, but go ahead. I'm glad you catched yourself. Before you wrecked yourself.
Chickadee chuck. You can't bring up these lyrics because then I have to sing them, and I can't. My tism is finishing the lyrics, okay?
Exactly.
So on her 18th birthday, Vanessa bust through her mother's door, right? And so, yeah, remember how when I was little I used to say I wanted to go to the Army? Yes, child. Well, I enlisted.
Okay.
July 10th, 2018, Vanessa's graduation, high school. She graduates in the top 15. Okay, genius. And then 2 days.
Only 21 of them in there.
How there was only 21?
I hate her.
15%.
There's only 21 students.
Okay,
She was in
genius.
the top 15.
And then 2 days later, on June 12, 2018, was when Vanessa shipped out for basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. So she wasted no time. Her older sister, Myra, remembers how hard it was seeing her sister leave. And she said Vanessa was the bravest of all the siblings. Once Vanessa got settled at basic training, she writes to her family all the time. And Vanessa was like in her element. She told them that it was hard, but she loved everything from the scenery to the environment. She loved it all. She even bragged about being the strongest female there. 10 weeks later, from the day she got there, Vanessa finishes her basic training, and then she relocates to Fort Lee to complete her specialized training as a small arms and artillery repair. So basically like a mechanic for machine guns and all of that. I know. This girl was so tough. At Fort Lee, she finishes her 7-week program, certified as a N91F, and is told that she will be stationed at Fort Hood in Killeen, Texas. She's ordered to report straight to her permanent duty station. So on December 19, 2018, she flies to Texas with a brief layover at George Bush Washington International Airport in her hometown of Houston, and her whole family's there just to see her for those few little minutes, just to hug her, to
Mexicans, they stay together.
yeah,
so
oh,
that's beautiful.
absolutely.
It's very beautiful.
This is a very tight-knit family, and it's going to show how tight-knit they are.
Very beautiful.
So her entire family packs into a car, rushes to the airport to catch her during the small window. And can you guess what's the first thing Vanessa does? She runs into mommy's arms.
Of course. Daddy wasn't a part of the making.
Yeah, but mommy,
Still, I'm a daddy's girl.
if then, like, Vanessa delivers at that moment what she thinks is like the greatest news, which is that she's gonna be stationed just 3 hours away from them. Because remember, they could be stationed all over the country.
Like Japan and stuff like that.
But for Hood, it wasn't close enough for her to see them every day, but it was close enough for her to take that 3 hour drive every weekend and see her family every weekend. Like, they couldn't see her on demand, but they were very happy that she was going to be stationed at Fort Hood. Not only is she the first female to join the military.
First woman to walk Mars.
No, she doesn't walk Mars.
Okay.
She's also the first to separate from her family. Yeah, that's a big step in a Hispanic family.
Yeah.
Like, we usually stay with our parents into our late 30s and shit like that.
Till we die.
Basically.
One of us gonna die.
Correct. Leaving home is not easy, especially when you come from such a close-knit family. So although she's just 3 hours away, her absence is felt at home. Because her mom, Gloria, says that she loved all her children, but Vanessa was special. She was the one who accompanied her to do the errands, the grocery, appointments. And she even remembers how Vanessa had convinced her to run track with her one time. Saying goodbye was sad. They all hugged in a group, and off she goes to her destination, Killeen, Texas, in Fort Hood. Vanessa arrives at Fort Hood as Army Private First Class, specializing in small arms artillery repair. She was assigned to the 3rd Cavalry Regiment. So immediately after arriving, she becomes friends with fellow soldiers CJ and Tay, and there's a lot of interviews with them too. They are hilarious, so it made sense, the dynamic that they had. They bonded over working out in the gym together, and she helped them with their squats and deadlifts while they helped her with weightlifting techniques.
Okay.
They would also go on hikes together, and fellow soldier CJ later said that in an interview, her laugh was highly contagious. So if you heard her laugh, you were gonna laugh too. She lived on base and shared her room with another female from her unit. She would report to work at the Regimental Engineer Squadron headquarters on Fort Hood, and the unit arms room was her primary work space. Remember, she's basically like a mechanic for small weapons, so she would go back and forth between the arms room and the motor pool, which is a large gated outdoor parking lot and maintenance lot. So it would be like a scrap yard, like how the car mechanics go to like the scrap yard to get parts and shit like that. So pretty much almost the same thing. So she would go back and forth to pull equipment and check the parts. So now, a brief pause. We're not gonna go into the rabbit hole of Fort Hood, because if you are hearing all of my episodes, Fort Hood is actually the episode before this one. Okay?
Okay.
But just keep in mind that this is one of the largest military installation in the world, and that it has a history and a reputation, and has been tainted by 2 mass shootings, missing or deceased soldiers, sexual harassment, sexual assault concerns, a prostitution scandal involving a sharp coordinator, military equipment theft scandals, leadership, and CID failures, and a partridge in a pear tree. So back to the baddie. Allow me to reintroduce myself. You see?
My name is O.
H to the O-V. I'm trying to get a picture of Vanessa. I want you to see her military photo. This girl, in her military photo, she is bad. Imagine her in a dress, which I have seen, and my goodness, this girl is gorgeous.
You are so gay for her.
I am gay for her because she's so beautiful.
Is she dead?
She is dead,
Okay.
yes.
All right, because this is just getting better and better, but I know that the ending was going to be.
So she arrives at Fort Hood in 2018 and goes home to visit every weekend. And not long after she arrived at Fort Hood, her family starts noticing changes in Vanessa, right? So she's losing weight. She's having trouble sleeping. She's got bags under her eyes. She's anxious. In an interview with her mom, Gloria shows the reporter a picture before Army and an after Army photo, and you could clearly see that the spark in her eyes was gone. So she started posting cryptic messages on Facebook in August of 2019. She writes, quote, "I feel empty." October 2019, she writes, quote, barely got here and want to leave already. February 2020, quote, if I stay or leave. And in April of 2020, quote, it'll come from who you least expect it. Her sister Lupe remembers that one weekend she was waiting for Vanessa, like anxiously in her room, because she knows her sissy's coming over for the weekend and stuff. And when Vanessa came home, she immediately shut the door to her room and collapsed on her bed and started crying. And Lupe, like, asked her, like, you know, are you okay? What's going on? And at that time, Lupe, I think, was 15 or 14. She told her sister, like, you're too young to understand. So Myra, her oldest sister, remembers Vanessa telling her that the Army is bullshit and it's not what it seems. During one of the weekend visits, her mom had asked her if she was being sexually harassed or assaulted, and she quickly told her mom that there is harassment and assaults going on, but it's not with her. This was December 2019. So now February 2020, Vanessa's mom pushes her for answers because Vanessa is obviously not herself. And Vanessa tells her, if you want answers, you need to be strong. And her mom is like, yeah. Just tell me what's going on, in true Hispanic form. And Gloria tells Vanessa, you need to tell me what's going on. And Vanessa does tell her that she's being harassed by a supervisor. And her mom, God bless her soul, she thinks it's so simple. She's like, rip up that contract and come home right now. She told her mom that it happened twice. And that she hasn't reported it officially because she's afraid of retaliation or being dismissed by her command. And she said Fort Hood was just evil. March of 2020, Juan pops the big question in front of her parents. Yeah, I know. As it should be done. And Vanessa says yes. I know. And the weekends that followed after that, the family noticed like a sense of calm and release in Vanessa.
So she wasn't telling her fiance about what's going on with her?
I don't think she told her fiance because
you would have told her to get off.
Even
away.
During the interview, when they ask him about the sexual assault, he like turns and says, I don't want to talk about that. So I'm pretty sure she didn't tell him anything. I want to say that I'm sure, but I'm not. According to an interview with ABC's 2020, Huang said that they were planning for a December wedding. This is important because it shows that Vanessa had plans besides the Army. According to her dad, Rogelio, Vanessa's contract was for 3 years. It was due to finish in June of 2021. And at the time she got engaged, baby girl just had she had to endure 15 months at Fort Hood. So now we're in April of 2020, the height of COVID, April 21st, 2020. She gets a call from a supervisor whose name is not made public, telling her that she has to come to work the next day, which is supposed to be her day off. I have a yoga class. You can't find somebody else, you know?
I mean, if the yoga class was the excuse, then yeah, you come to work.
But because her role was classified as essential, she had to go in and complete time-sensitive arms and room inventory. They told her it would be half a day and that she was authorized to come in with civilian clothing. April 22nd, 2022, Vanessa gets up, throws on a black tee and purple leggings. She texts her boyfriend a little after 9 that she has to go into work in a few.
Fiance.
Yes, that's right, friend, fiance.
I told you to fuck off, huh?
No, she sends Tay, the guy friend, a voicemail telling him that it's supposed to rain because after she finishes work, they're supposed to go against my window. Shut up, Paula.
Go ahead.
So she finished work and they were gonna go on a hike in the afternoon. So he sends her a follow-up text telling her it's not gonna rain anymore. Mid-morning, Specialist Robinson sends Vanessa a text instructing her to lock up and record a specific serial number for the equipment she was working on and to bring him the necessary paperwork. And at 10:23, Vanessa texts Robinson confirming the serial number of the equipment, and then Vanessa's phone goes dark. So Vanessa and her older sister Myra would constantly text each other throughout the day, and so would Vanessa and her fiance Juan, and so would Tay and Vanessa. Like she had a heavy she was a texter basically. Around lunchtime, Juan, who's what's going on, realizes, wait a minute, why my woman hasn't sent a text back? Like, so he starts sending messages, but this time they're not saying delivered. I know. Around the same time, Myra's sending messages and they're not saying deliver either. And then Myra goes on social media between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. and sees that her sister's usual active status says that she's been on offline. That's not normal. So she's always on her phone. Myra, who's not a fan of talking on the phone, had a promise with her sissy. They would communicate strictly through text, but if one of them called each other, they had to pick up. So Myra calls her and it goes to a voicemail. And she knows something is wrong. But you know what? She would never fail to check in with her future hubby. So let me call my future brother-in-law.
To see if she checked in.
Right, to see if she's checked in, because she knows that Vanessa doesn't feel safe either sleeping or working at her own at Fort Hood. So she had a routine check-in with Juan every day. So Myra calls Juan to ask him if he heard from Vanessa, and when he says he hasn't been able to get in contact with his boo, the alarm sets off, and now Myra really knows something is wrong. Over at the base, Tay finds it weird that by 5 p.m., 6 p.m., depending on the source, Vanessa has yet to respond to his last message, which is very much unlike her. So he goes to her barracks and looks for her, and the roommate confirms that Vanessa has not been back since she left that morning for work. He goes to the parking lot and finds Vanessa's Jeep is still there. Tay tells Landy, which is also CJ, like, dude, our friend is missing, and they go searching for Hood. They go searching
the whole place.
And I'm talking about this place is almost, I would like to say, as big as New York. So the running track, the motor pool, I mean, there's so many places that they can look, because Fort Hood is roughly 340 square miles. Which is larger than many cities. But they search till 2 a.m.
Just the two of them?
No, other people join in.
Okay.
Close friends join in. Not the military, just close friends. So back at the Guillén house, Myra now has the horrible task of alerting her mom that Vanessa has gone MIA and she's not answering text messages or phone calls. So mom tries calling her and gets no answers. And what do you think she says?
I'm going there.
She tells Myra, call the base and have them put the baby on the phone right now.
Her baby?
Yeah. She tells Myra in Spanish, because she only speaks Spanish. But she says exactly how it translates. She says, call the base and tell them to put the baby on the phone right now. Okay? So Myra calls the base, speaks to a staff sergeant, tells the staff sergeant that there has been no communication with Vanessa since early that day, and he tells her that Vanessa hasn't been seen since lunchtime.
It's lunchtime.
Awesome. And this is like 9 o'clock. Then Myra asks, well, do you have cameras? And he tells her no. And it's just an awkward silence. The moment he answers, there's no more words until Myra asks a question. So it's like super awkward. So then he does tell her, though, that Vanessa's car keys, barrack keys, military ID, and wallet and bank card were found in the arms room. And Myra knows that she's not going to get any answers on the phone. So she calls her soon-to-be brother-in-law, and she tells him, like, hey, I'm going to Fort Hood to look for Vanessa. And he says, no, sis, we going to go to Fort Hood to pick up your sister, scoop me up, right? So back at the Devil's Playground, Fort Hood, Tay and Landy, they're conducting an informal search of Vanessa, asking soldiers when they had last seen her. Through the grapevine, they find out that Vanessa was working with Specialist Aaron Robinson, who, according to rank, would have been Vanessa's superior that day. So at 10 p.m., Tay phones Robinson, who lives in off-base housing. And when he picks up the phone, he's acting like he's just got woken up, and Robinson said, that he didn't talk to her while he was there, and he's upset because everyone keeps blowing up his phone, and he hangs up. And that's like very bitch behavior, but whatever. So it's 12 a.m. and Myra and Juan are driving towards Fort Hood. It's a 3-hour drive. A lot of time to think of the worst scenarios.
Yep, that's exactly what's...
Yeah, I've been on an airplane during a worst scenario, and it's just the worst. It makes the fucking trip seems through 6 days instead of 6 hours. Myra says that she cried for most of the ride, and she texts Vanessa one final text, and she puts, "I'm going to find you, I promise." That just gave me chills.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m., Juan and Myra make it to Fort Hood and call the staff sergeant like, "Hey, I'm here." And he says, "Yeah, we'll meet at 0800 hours."
What?
Yeah.
So 5 hours later.
So she books a hotel room to wait there, and once 8 o'clock hits, they're allowed to come inside. They met with military police and staff sergeants, and immediately they were met with roadblocks. Like, they had no answers, and worst of all, there's no sense of concern or urgency, right? So they're acting as if Vanessa may have walked away or gone AWOL, and bitch, AWOL on foot. She left her Jeep. My car's still on the base, fuckface. Like, how
My
could...
cards and everything is
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she says she was taken into the arms room where her things were found, which she found weird because, hello, forensic evidence. You're showing me where she was last seen at, and it's not blocked off. This family's very smart. It's not blocked off. Like, we're just gonna walk in here. Like, did you process the crime scene if this is the last time she was seen here?
But did they know it was a crime scene at the moment? Right now, it's just a missing person.
It's a missing person, but this is where she was last seen. It should be blocked off to everyone except military police. Like, why are you
if it was a crime scene? But at this moment, no. Because, they can say, "Oh, well, she can show up at any moment." No.
It's her workspace.
Yeah.
Block it off. She's being allowed in there, right? So that alarms her even more. She knows that the integrity of the crime scene is compromised the moment that she went into the room. And when she asks for the personal items that she left behind, your man...
And her IDs and everything?
Yeah. He pulled it out of his pocket.
Oh, God.
He pulls it out of his pocket and he brushes it like, "Cante cabrón, you're supposed to secure the evidence. You're keeping..." He says, he brushes her off and he's like, "Oh, I was keeping it safe." Okay? So...
And this is her superior.
Well, this is a staff sergeant,
Okay.
yeah. So that was immediate proof that the chain of command was mishandling the scene and not treating Vanessa's disappearance like a real crime. Myra and Juan were taken to the MPD and CID offices, Military Police Department and Crime Investigation Department.
15-minute break. I take a quick nap.
No. Intermission over, Paula. Let's go. So they had a bunch of soldiers that were working the day Vanessa disappeared, and knowing that Robinson was the last to see his sister, like, this bad bitch, Myra looks at Robinson in the face and she's like, "Where's my sister?" And he laughs in her face, and the laugh made her heart freeze and drop. He dismissed her by acting like he knew nothing and claimed that he had simply seen Vanessa earlier in the day and that she had left the armory room. And Myra whispers to Juan, like, "Did you see that?" And he was like, "Yeah, fucking did, sis. Like, I saw that." Moving forward, and later verified, the military did drop the ball in some places. But they did start investigating immediately, despite all the reports that you hear, and kept any clues or leads or information to themselves, simply because they're the fucking military and they don't have to tell anybody shit. The army had a bigger problem, though. It wasn't just another missing soldier. It was called La Familia Guillén. What I said? What that mean?
Family issue?
No.
You said La Familia. That's family, right?
That is family.
Okay.
La Familia Guillén.
Gwen Stefani?
No. Guillén is her last name.
Okay.
In one documentary, right before the force of the Guillén family starts putting pressure on the military, their firstborn, Myra Guillén, says the Hispanic community is a sleeping giant, and the Guillén family is about to wake it up. Ooh, I get chills. I'm so proud to be Hispanic. Gloria says, these animals won't look for my child. I have to look for my daughter myself. So back at Fort Hood, April 23rd, Guillén's captain formally notified the U.S. Army Crime Investigation Division she was missing. They took basic witness statements and mistakenly accepted incorrect alibis from soldiers that claimed to have seen Guillén later, April 22nd, and this diverted early suspicion against a certain someone. Basically, because they thought they might have seen her at 4 o'clock when she was actually missing since 12. Mm-hmm. Well, this person saw her at 4, so we're not going to focus on anybody who had anything to do with it earlier. You don't know? You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the Guillén family. Gloria says that when she arrived at Killeen, Texas, which is the military town, she said, "Aquí huele a muerte." What do you think that means?
Jesus Christ, just say it.
No, I want you.
Aki is Jamaican. It's a national dish. That's all you're going to get from me. It's a national dish. That's what Aki is. And I know that's not what you meant.
I thought you wanted to be bilingual.
I am bilingual.
No.
I'm trilingual. Multilingual. Me and Grayson.
She said, "Aquí huele a muerte," which translates to...
I want Aki and a Malta.
No. It smells like death here.
Okay.
She also says, "Este pueblo es muerte."
Pablo Escobar was there?
No.
Damn.
She says this town is death.
Okay.
And if you listened to the episode before, then you would know exactly why she's saying that. Vanessa's parents can't go on base because of their immigration status, but that doesn't mean she can't scream and holler from the outside of the base. So the family and friends are...
I hate you, Craig!
The family and friends are pushing for answers via social media, right? And during one post, reporter Olivia Luvano is completely stumped because how is one of our soldiers missing from a military base, and why does it feel like no one's acting fast enough? This is supposed to be one of the safest places on earth.
Yes.
So Olivia makes it her business to interview Vanessa's family and aid in the search of finding answers. So now they got one reporter looking into it, and once one starts looking into it, all the flies want their piece and everyone else starts falling into it, right? So the issue here is that military will not give the Guillén family any answers because it's simply they don't have to. They're the fucking military. We could do whatever we want. We don't have to tell you anything. So they do have their answers that would have put them at ease. I don't know. So they have began collecting surveillance footage, phone records, and witness information. By 11:51 on April 21st, Crime Scene Investigation Division takes over the case from the military police. Okay. Right? Through coordination with other units on Fort Hood, as well as local and regional law enforcement, they mount a massive search. This included ground searches with thousands of soldiers, working dog teams, air searches by helicopter and drones, and it only increased once civilian law enforcement and private groups got involved. Someone half-assed the barrack room check because she was reported there without the person confirming her whereabouts. Meaning, someone is supposed to go to the barracks and say, okay, this room is supposed to have two of y'all here. Yeah. Oh, okay. So basically they half-assed it because no one knew the circumstances of her disappearance. She was listed as AWOL. Early May 2020, Vanessa's friend Frida launches hashtag Find Vanessa Guillén, and not long after, the Facebook page is also created. Protests were also picking up in front of Fort Hood, where Vanessa's 16-year-old sister becomes one of the most powerful voices in the movement, and she's repeatedly asking, you have all this technology, resources, and manpower. Why haven't you found my sister? The family was given all types of information giving them all types of information. Whatever the military asked for, they gave it. But when it came to them asking questions, they would shut the door in their face. So Crime Scene Investigation Division knew that Vanessa's last text was to Robinson, and they even interviewed him on April 28, 2020. He said that after he finished his work, he went to his off-post residence that he shared with his girlfriend and did not leave for the rest of the night except around 6:30 p.m. when he had to come on post to sign on to a government computer to enroll in training, right? So on May 18th, 2020, 2 witnesses were interviewed, and they said that they had seen Robinson pulling a large tough box. So it's like a huge tote on wheels, right? It appeared heavy in weight and coming out of the arms room. So coming out of the arms room that he worked in, and that they watched him load the tough box into the vehicle and drive away. That's not suspicious, right? The family's asking, any update?
Was he the one that had her things in his pocket?
No.
Not somebody else. Okay.
On May 19th, 2022, the Robinsons consent to a search. Robinson, the dude, consents to a search of his cellular phone. Review of the phone logs revealed that Robinson called his girlfriend the night of April 22nd, well into April 23rd, 3:30 a.m. How, when you was home with another soldier's wife? Hold on. Yes. So, the family, any updates? They keep analyzing the phone records and Specialist Robinson, and they see that, why is he at the Leon River at 2 a.m. for 2 hours? Late May Myra has had enough. That's the oldest sister. She's had enough of the silence coming from the military, and she starts looking for a military attorney. Roll out the fucking red carpet, because this lady, I have to show you how she speaks. Florida-based whistleblower attorney is a beast, known for her willingness to challenge the military establishment, and she agrees to do this pro bono. Natalie Cowan. So they're done asking for updates. This woman didn't come to play. June 10th, 2020, Cowan held her first major press conference right outside the door of Fort Hood. And she publicly disclosed what the family has been telling the Army all along, from the very first day that she goes missing, that Vanessa had confided in family members and fellow soldiers about experienced sexual harassment. She confided in peers and later her family that she was in her troop orderly room and one of her supervisors made an inappropriate sexual comment in Spanish, which translated as a solicitation for her to participate in a threesome. And it didn't stop there. That same supervisor walked in on Vanessa while she was performing personal hygiene care. Although her peers were arguing her to report it because she was scared of retaliation, but they were forcing her like, no, you need to speak to somebody about this. She didn't report it. It was also discovered that that same supervisor was stalking her and making her miserable. And leadership failed to investigate because there was word of mouth. Why didn't you just go and investigate? But by May 29, 2020, right before the press conference, Texas EcuSearch executes foot searches, ATV search, sonar search, aerial searches. What's EcuSearch? Is that another government agency? No, bitch, no.
What is it?
It's not a government agency. EcuSearch was founded in the year 2000 by Tim Miller because his 16-year-old daughter, Laura Miller, was abducted and brutally murdered and dumped in what is now known the Texas killing fields to help families look for their loved ones free of charge. And Tim has helped recover 750 missing people since the 2000s. If you have not seen the documentary, The Texas Killing Fields, on Netflix, you need to go watch it now. Okay. He's on the documentary. And every word he says from beginning to end, I'm getting chills. You just want to hug him. his daughter went missing in 1980 something. Okay. In the documentary, he actually says, if you want to commit a crime, just come here because they'll never solve it. Just like that. And he even went to the field where they were supposed to have been searching, and he shot his gun in the air. No one showed up. Like, gunshots were heard, no one showed up. Anywho, on June 19th, CID calls Vanessa's family to tell them that they found a body around the perimeter of Fort Hood. Y'all didn't check before? This is June 19th. She went missing April 22nd. Y'all didn't check before the perimeter of Fort Hood? Hold on. And don't you know that it wasn't even Vanessa?
It's a different body?
Well, are we just killing our soldiers and throwing them in our backyard? That same day, CID calls Cecily Aguilar girlfriend.
Christina Aguilar?
No.
Girl, there's so many famous people in this. Okay, go ahead.
She's the girlfriend. And she still says Robinson was with her all night. And CID's like, so if he was with you all night, why is he calling you so much? And she says, well, I couldn't find my phone, so he was helping me, like, trying to find it. He was calling me.
bicho.
And he says, yeah, but the calls were longer than 1 minute. You want to try again? And then she goes, yep, you know what? Actually, we did leave the house to take a long drive, because it's the only way I can cope. And we ended up in Belton, Texas to look at the stars. After going to the park, we went home. How romantical. It's the only way I cope. Okay. So June 23, 2020, a press conference is being held in front of Fort Hood again. Gloria Guillén, Natalie Cowan, Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia. And this is the interview that catapulted the public outrage, because as reporter Steve Campion said, you didn't need to know Spanish to understand the pain in Vanessa's mother. You didn't have to. And I'm gonna play the
universal. Universal.
And I'm gonna play the clip because I did record it.
Did you get some last night?
Yo antes que nada debo darle gracias a Dios de que me levantó de la cama para poder venir, porque ellos se tardaron mucho en buscar a mi hija, porque yo lo supliqué desde un principio, me buscaran a mi hija, nunca lo hicieron. ¿Por qué hasta ahora andan haciendo ese show de buscar a mi hija? ¿Por qué hasta ahora? Yo sigo justicia y sigo que se me respete y se me respete a mi hija, como soldada, como ella se inscribió en el ejército por su país, por su patria, para defendernos a todos nosotros. Porque si Dios no lo quiere, amiga, aparece muerta, cierra esta base.
After this, the Army had no choice but to brief the Guillén family. And it's crazy how much they had. So it wasn't that they weren't doing nothing. They were, quote, protecting the integrity of the case. I mean, playing devil's advocate, I get it. But her parents... You couldn't have at least kept the parents in the loop? Just the parents.
No, no. That's how investigation goes. Whoever is within
guess. 2 days.
Then when you come up with a conclusion, that's when you give it to the family, because you don't want to say, okay, we might do blah, and then
whose side are you on?
I'm just saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, they might say, okay, we got a lead right here, blah blah. Go there, and then nothing. And then you don't got the family's hopes in you.
Yeah.
So, it's like, yeah.
So 2 days before that conference, based on Robinson and Aguilar's phone data, Texas Rangers search along the Leon River. They search.
Walker, Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
No,
he died recently.
Oh God. They find a burn site and disturbed earth, and
David needed that.
No, David did not do that.
We went and got an incinerator. He could have built a burn site.
A plastic tote or tough box where Robinson's phone had paint, and the soil beneath the burn site. The burn was soft and moist and had a odor of decomposition. Right? Something was dead around here. And don't you know?
It was her?
That they didn't find nothing.
So what was the smell?
I don't know. You tell me. We didn't find nothing.
Okay. You did the research. Obviously, I don't know.
We didn't find nothing. Okay. So at this time, Army veteran Karina Lopez sees the mess Fort Hood was going like had going on, and she puts her picture next to Vanessa Guillén's, and she writes her story and ends the post with hashtag I am Vanessa Guillén, and that shit takes off. Because now you have all these military women saying their story and attaching I am Vanessa Guillén on it, and it is scary. Okay, the amount of women and men, okay.
Yeah, they get their butthole played with.
You can't say that.
Girl, I told you, said if you're a sensitive motherfucker, log off.
Dead ass. So within days, thousands of active duty personnel, veterans, and civilians, allies flooded TikTok, Twitter, Instagram using hashtag I am Vanessa Guillén, and the tag transformed one missing persons case into a massive global rights movement. On June 30th, 2020, at around 1 p.m., contractors working on a fence on the adjacent side of the Leon River discovered what appeared to be human remains. These were civilians. Okay? CID, along with FBI and a bunch of other, BASO, USMS, Texas Rangers, EcuSearch, they all go. And they identified the scattered human remains that appeared to have been found, placed into a concrete-like substance and buried. 3 different ones, right? So by 8 p.m., they bring in Cecily and they tell her, we found remains. And she says, yeah. Let me tell you what happened. She says Robinson told her on 4/22 that he struck a female soldier in the head with a hammer multiple times in the arms room. She was dead when Robinson placed her in the tough box and took her to Leon River. That same night, Robinson picks Cecily up from her gas station job, and they head to Leon River. A box with wheels and handles is already there when she gets there at Leon's River. And Robinson opens up the box, and inside was Vanessa. So to more easily dispose and conceal the body, the 2 lovebirds proceed to dismember her. I know. They used a hatchet or axe and a machete type knife. They removed the limbs and head from the torso. They attempt to burn the body, but it wouldn't burn completely, so they place the body in 3 different holes and cover up the remains. But that's not enough. On April 26th, they go back to the site with hairnets, gloves, and concrete, and they uncover the remains. They keep breaking the body parts into pieces. They set the remains on fire, and again, along with their hairnets and gloves and all the stuff that they used that could be burned, they tried to burn whatever they could. Then they put the remains back in the hole and they pour concrete in each hole. When they get home, they burned their clothes. So back to Fort Hood. Robinson is told, by now they know Robinson has something to do with it, right? But they don't want to tell him that he's being held on suspicion of murder or kidnapping or whatever. They tell him that he's being restricted for violating COVID-19 quarantine protocols. They tell him he has to remain in the conference room and he has to be observed at all times. He could shower and use the bathroom and even go to his room, but with an escort, right? The conference room door stays open the entire time. He had on his civilian clothes along with his cell phone and his headphones. Like, what kind of punishment is that? He has a cell phone, and whoever is watching him is instructed, quote, if Robinson leaves his new quarantine circumstances, tackle his ass and call the MPs. Military police. Over at the station, they have Cecily place a controlled call to Robinson. So they make her call him. Where he never denies anything that they did. He sends her news articles, though, showing that remains were uncovered. And he says, baby, they found pieces. They found pieces. Over at Fort Hood, A soldier hears Robinson on the phone at 10 p.m. to who we now know is his mother, and he tells her, "Don't believe what you hear about me," and hangs up the phone. He starts pacing back and forth, getting closer to the door. Now he's warned, "Hey, get away from the door." And when he takes a seat, so you see that he's taking a seat, he bolts out the door. He bolts out the door, and he's on the run by law enforcement. Law enforcement catch up to him, and as they attempt to approach him, he pulls out his gun and shoots himself.
In the head. Kills himself.
Yes. On July 5th, the remains that were recovered were positively identified as Vanessa Guillén. Myra was having a hard time getting her mom to understand that she couldn't, because right away she's just like, okay, I want to see my baby. Like, she's dead, okay, but I want to see her. I guess she suffers from maybe high blood pressure or a heart problem, because they're having a hard time letting her know, like, you're never going to get to see what's left of her. I just want to touch my baby's face. There is no face. After Vanessa's remains were identified through DNA testing, a public visitation was held in Houston on July 30th, 2020, followed by a burial with full military honors and at Forest Park Lauderdale Cemetery. After Vanessa's death, Fort Hood released an investigation. Executive summary came out confirming what her family had already been saying all along. She was sexually harassed by a supervisor. Her leaders failed to take appropriate action. Now, they say that although she was being harassed by a supervisor, the supervisor was not Robinson. What they found was disturbing. The committee concluded that the Fort Hood had deep leadership and culture problems long before Vanessa disappeared. Many soldiers told investigators they did not trust the system that was supposed to protect them. Female soldiers reported sexual harassment was common, and that many victims were afraid to come forward because they feared retaliation and embarrassment or damage to their careers, you know? So the report found that SHARP often wasn't functioning the way it was intended. Yeah, no shit. And soldiers frequently viewed it as ineffective, and many lacked confidence that complaints will be taken seriously. The investigation also found issues with the CID, the Crime Investigation Department. Some investigators lacked experience, less than 3 years of experience. Supervisors were inconsistent, and major cases were not always handled with urgency that's expected. One of the most important findings, though, involved missing soldiers. The Army did not have a clear, standardized missing soldier response system. So as a result of the findings, 21 Army leaders were disciplined and 11 were permanently removed from their positions. The Army reorganized CID. Is it any better? Not really. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why at the end. Decisions about sexual misconduct cases moved away from commanders and towards independent prosecutors. So instead of giving it to the commanders, we're going to have civilians involved in the process. Doesn't matter. Today, Fort Hood includes a gate memorial honoring Vanessa Guillén, and they still don't have the why. According to Cecily, Robinson killed Vanessa because she saw a picture of Cecily on his locked screen. The problem was that Cecily was married to another soldier.
Okay.
That soldier had told Cecily, listen, my friend, he's coming to stay with us. He's in the military with me. And then they started having an affair.
Okay.
And eventually the soldier just left the house. But adultery is illegal in the military. He says that according to her, she saw a picture of Cecily on his lock screen, and he was scared of her going to his superiors and losing his careers. Who knows? The family believes that he tried to sexually assault, and honestly, we will never know because his suicide was captured on body cam. but law enforcement refuses to release it. The family currently has filed a $35 million lawsuit against the United States government, and I hope they get it.
So question, what was, all right, so the girlfriend helped him bury her.
She got 30 years.
Okay, I wanted to know that.
She got 30 years for basically helping him. And he got, of course, dishonor and stripped of everything. She was promoted posthumously. That's what they call it, after death, which is...
So that means the family gets something from
I hope the family
benefits.
does get some of the benefits that would have passed on to her. Remember when I said they had found remains right outside Fort Hood? That soldier had gone missing a whole year before. And he was due to be, he had finished his tour, which I think the minimum is 3 years. He was finishing his tour in less than a week. And they said that he was AWOL, that he is a deserter. So he was dishonorably discharged. Once they found the remains and they did the autopsy, it showed that he was shot in the head. So they reinstated him as honorably discharged, gave him a proper proper burial, and had to walk with their dicks tucked between their assholes and tell the mom, like, you know, we're sorry, you were right. At one point, they had a huge reward for Vanessa for any information leading to the arrest of whoever harmed her. And so she called and she said, motherfucker, if you don't do the same for my son. And they did do the same. But nobody was looking for him, though. Because the moment that they say you're AWOL, any search effort stops. Which is fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
So now they have a system in place where if you go missing, you're automatically AWOL. Yeah, but was it voluntary or involuntary? And that's what they investigate now, which is a step forward. When I said that, did it fix anything? No, it didn't. May 2026, the OBGYN at Fort Hood is under investigation because there have been 91 confirmed videos of their exam being conducted, basically their vagina.
Oh, so they are hidden cameras.
Yes, exactly. So, and 91 confirmed. Like I said before, the episode before tells you exactly every scandal that has gone on from the moment Fort Hood was created in 1942 to present. Lupe says, quote, "We have to pass legislation in order for this to stop because it had to take my sister's life for us to realize the bigger issue. She had to die. She had to be mutilated and dismembered and burned in order for us, all of us here, to realize that this has been happening for decades." This kid is 16 years old. And she went all the way to the White House, sat down with who was then President Trump, and sat down in the Oval Office. The 16-year-old.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they create a bill for her or something?
They created a bill, right? There was already a congresswoman working on a bill. They created the Vanessa Guillén Act, but it didn't pass. It didn't pass the first few rounds. So what they did was combine that Congress
that was working on
and added stuff from the Vanessa Guillén Act, and she proudly said it doesn't even have to have my name. We could just call it the Vanessa Guillén Act. But yes, now there's different protocols in place. Has it stopped sexual violence? No, it hasn't. Because 2 days after Vanessa had disappeared, there was a homicide. But you won't hear about that because we're right. It's the military, and right now we're focused on Vanessa. Vanessa and COVID basically took over. That
was face without case.
Face not found.
Face not found.
Yes. And that was probably... So, wait, hold on. I gotta ask. Did I answer every single one of your questions?
Yes, because the only question I had was the girlfriend. What was her
What was her
and you told me 30
sentence?
years,
Yeah,
yeah.
30
That-
years.
that was-
I don't know why I skipped over that. It was right there. How scandalous is it? Like, how scandalous is it that, bitch, you're married to a whole nother soldier and you go and have an affair with his friend under his house? Are you okay?
A lot of bitches do that because what's better than having one soldier with benefit too?
Well, she won't get his benefits.
Well, she in prison, but I'm just saying, but messing with,
She is in prison for 30 years.
I'm just glad they didn't say it was a suicide or something. And
No.
she got justice.
Yeah. She got justice, but you'll look at the family and I'm sorry, but there's no life in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It was like Vanessa was the glue, and the moment she died, everyone just lost interest in. Okay, Myra and Lupe, like, they took this shit all the way to the White House, but now you have to think about, first of all, she was the second of what, 7 children, 5 children. Well, the rest of them, how are they feeling? Some of them don't want to be on camera or whatever. And then poor Juan, who was
Engaged to her.
for only a month, he was engaged to her, and like they literally saw each other as the one. Do you have more than the one in a lifetime? I don't think so. I don't know. I always say that if my husband is to pass, I'm not dealing with a man.
What a woman.
No.
I was gonna say me, cause but never mind.
I'm not. I
We
literally
weren't gonna do anything sexual, just
no
roommates. We just pay half
But
the
what
rent,
if
half off.
you ain't this fucking rent and building shit?
And I get to hang out with Ayanna, I'm just saying. But let me not wish death on this man. He's a good man, Savannah.
He is a very good man. If you have any suggestions or any complaints, you can dial 311. Otherwise, you can hit me up at ninadadivapodcast@gmail.com. You can find me at Face Not Found Podcast on Instagram. And you can find me at Nina the Diva RT on TikTok. Hit the link tree, join the Patreon, submit an anonymous
Anonymous.
submit
And anonymous
confession so that we can laugh at you. And like always, folks, see you next time. Love you, thank you, bye.
Peace. In the Middle East.
Peace for the whole world.
No.